Hello, beautiful people. Hello. I hope you had a wonderful day. I know most of you are probably not feeling so wonderful and so beautiful, and I can relate with that. And that's the reason I'm wearing red, and I'm wearing this red because of you, just to pass love to you. I hope you feel the hug. Hope you feel the blessing, and I hope you feel the understanding from my heart that I really care. And that's why I'm making these videos. And the reason is I have a bit of a cold, but it's going. So the thing is, yesterday we talked about domestic violence and abuse, and I asked those who are victims or who are survivors and still think of their loved one, especially the victims, why are you still there? Why are you still in this position? Why are you still in this turmoil? I chose the word turmoil because turmoil is something, all this, you know, kind of confusion, anger, and everything. And I told you I could somehow guess what some of you wrote. Okay, let me just try and guess some of your answers. One of the answers is fear. You say, if I leave, he's gonna kill me. This kept me somewhere for so long, for years. And you know what? It was all a lie. Because the person tells you they're going to kill you, they're going to kill your children. If you ever leave them for somebody else, you'll never have peace. And they threaten you and they remind you over and over and over again until it rings a bell because maybe in the beginning you are a bit defiant and then they started bashing you up. And by the way, when I'm talking about domestic violence and abuse, I'm talking, it also relates to men. There are women who are really abusing their men as well. They throw things all over at them, they break things in the house, they smash their men. And these are women who have men who don't know how to fight because they never grew up in such a situation in their life. So one of them is fear. But apart from fear, the other one is where do I go from here? Another one is, and we said no judging. I'm not judging anybody. Like I've told you, I've been in this situation, so I know I'm talking from a place I know exactly how you feel and how you think when you're in such a situation. The other one is, where will I go? Nobody wants me because probably you have lost all your friends, your close circle because of this particular partner. Because what the partners do is that they gain power over you and they control you. And when they do that, you cannot be close to anybody. They make sure they break that relationship. The only person you might be close to is if probably is a relative of theirs, maybe a sister or a brother, or their mother or their father. And that particular person is actually on their side, not on your side. That they make sure that you lose all your companions, your old school friends especially, and you're not even allowed to go anywhere anyway. The minute you go, you are timed. You have to be on time. So that's another reason. So you say, okay, another thing that usually somebody says is, now I regret it is too late. This is a mental thing. Somebody tells themselves they feel themselves with regret, and this regret comes on with so many stories that you actually think you are to blame. Even abusers use the word blame on you. They actually tell you if you're suffering from some financial situation, they usually say that you're the one who brought them in this financial situation, while the story is the other way around. They actually put you in that situation, fraud with your money, steal your money, take up all kinds of loans with your money. And when you become bankrupt and you're kicked from house to house, like I was always kicked from house to house, what usually happened because of not paying rent, and actually the rent was there, but they take it and say they're going to do something and it becomes a war. So what happens is that you start regretting to the point of you start imagining, oh, no, 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 it is me actually, I'm so stupid. They actually always tell you that you are very stupid. You're very stupid. Who would want you anyway? Nobody can want you. Actually, these are the most of the reasons that you tell yourself. But, and then there is also the family. The family. And those what you call the family, also the family church. These are two very, very dominant kind of uh, persons or people, who group of people or foundations or structures which actually keep a lot of abused people in a domestic violent situation. When they start talking about the dogma of the man is the head of the family, a woman should be obedient, or a woman who leaves her husband is adulterous, or when you leave, you are kicked out of the church, or when you leave your husband, actually, your parents also don't want you. They say, go back there because they actually ate some cows or whatever, like in the African tradition, because the dowry was paid. Or when you go back, they actually, most of the time, never listen to you when you run. And when you run back there, you find that it's better even in the abusive place. And we have seen many situations where people run away and they go back home, and actually the siblings, especially if it's a woman, the siblings, the brothers, they chase you away. They say you have got nothing to inherit here. You better take off. You don't belong here. And especially if you come in there with your bunch of kids. Because what happens is, again, when you're in a domestic violent relationship, I don't know what goes wrong, or something happens. It's not wrong because having children is not wrong. But actually, when you see the face of the time when the many children come in, it's usually the face when there is a lot of violence in the relationship. So, what am I saying about all this? Without judging you, please excuse me, without judging you, I'm asking, what did you actually write? Do you know what? I'm going to tell you what you did. In everything that you wrote, you did not think about yourself. In everything, you actually forgot about yourself. You know how you forgot about yourself? You forgot that it is you who is being abused. You forgot that you have done nothing wrong. You forgot that it is you who every single day has to be so humiliated in the bedroom, in the kitchen, in the house. You walk on eggshells. You forget that it is you who has lost friends. You forget actually it is you. You forget everything. Even when somebody asks, why don't you leave? Because if I leave, what about the children? You forget that those children are also not happy. Because if you're not happy, how do you expect your children not to be happy? And sometimes if the children have been turned against you, you are the enemy in the house. You are the enemy everywhere. So what could be the worst scenario that could happen if somebody walked out? And somebody is trying to tell me somewhere the other day, they called me and said that I'm talking about people leaving. I said, I'm not talking about people leaving, but I'm saying that nobody, I will never tell somebody to stay there when they are being beaten, when they are being abused, when they are being humiliated. Let them take a break. You don't have to divorce, you can just take some break to show the person that they are not your breath of life. Yeah? They should realize they are not your breath of life. Okay, where will you go? What is better to do? I would rather even sleep outside than sleep in a house where I'm going to be beaten. Yeah? Do you know something? When you take that step, doors open. When you take that step, and I'm saying not saying that you walk away stupidly. I'm saying that start planning how you can exit. The minute you put your mind to it, another thought comes in. Doors open. Or, but one thing, never, ever, ever imagine you're going to change this person. You cannot change them until the day they decide to change. And normally, I have seen people going back to each other and now living later very happily because the other person proved that they cannot be taken for granted. Yeah, you just have to take a step because what happens is that somebody, you gave away your control. I'd given away totally my power, my control. I no longer knew who I am. I don't think I could have even if those were the days when there was internet. I don't think I could have even known how to operate with a laptop at all. Yes. So I'm telling you, today I want you to think one more time. We're going to cut this short and I'm going to tell you something. Just think again. What really do I love doing? What is it that I really love doing? What did I used to love doing when I in my happier days? Was it singing? Was it sewing? Was it, were you a social media person, with things like, if you're the new generation, could you be somebody who could make videos like this? What did you really love doing? Um, did you love reading? Could you probably start journaling your story? Did you love, it doesn't matter. Just think about what you really loved doing, what you used to do during your free time and happily, whatever used to bring you joy. And again, I don't want you to look at it from a self pity point of view. I want to look at it as a step we are going to talk about as how you can start rebuilding yourself so that every morning when you wake up, you start doing a little bit of those things that you used to love doing, those positive things that you used to love doing, so that from there you will be able to think about it, because eventually we are going to go on to my website where there will be some sort of classes, and I'll bring people to talk to you, who can advise you, who can talk to you, who can mentor you. And like for us in Africa, some of us don't have those facilities for people who talk to them, like psychologists, Bono, So we'll come to that. But for the time being, you have to shift your mind. Just start remembering you are somebody. I want you every time to say, I am somebody. Right now, what is it that I really fear? Is this fear genuine? If this fear is really genuine, then you need to get out. You understand what I mean? If you have been beaten with brooms and everything and knives and stabbed or slapped so badly, your head is bashed so much, you've got scars all over your body hidden, you have got to get help. Go to the police station, report it. Because when you report something, then it is on record. What happens is that the police always, there's no record of the people come and withdraw. But especially when there's no record, it's so difficult to prove. It's nice to go and report. And then you can inbox me. On Facebook, I'm Charity Wairimu Ngugi-Latz. You can Facebook message me if you want to talk to me. And you can also go to my website, www or unmasking-domesticviolence.org. And please, I would like you to subscribe to these videos, because the more you subscribe, the more I really want to give you some materials. I've got so much materials out there which I've kept, and I really want to share them. I really want to share them. I feel it is my calling, and I really want to share them. I know we have not finished, because these people are, it's very difficult to listen. At this stage, I know there's somebody somewhere who will be touched with one or two points that I said. I know there's somebody who will be touched another time and think about it, but I am reachable. You can go on my Facebook, message me, and private message me on my Facebook Messenger, or you can um, you can write your answers back. And as I promised, tomorrow I'll make another video, and I shall be able to give you a link where we can really link more privately and have more private conversations. But all the same, I will not stop doing my public videos for those who do not want, who are not ready, because I know when somebody is a victim of domestic violence, it's very difficult to come out. The self-esteem is so low, so it takes time. But the thing is, just know we are together. And this red color I've worn today is to say I love you. And I'm sending to you a spirit of love. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and just know that you don't deserve this, and it's going to be over. It's going to be over. But it's not going to be over by suicidal methods. I don't want you to think about such a thing. It's not correct. It's not right. It's not fair to you and the world. We need you in the world. So we'll come back tomorrow again, okay? Bye bye.